Oh my god. So the one person you really don't want to piss off in the gaming industry, especially if you want to be known as a AAA developer or publisher, is Jim Ryan, of course, the boss of PlayStation. So yeah, recently we got a bunch of really cool announcements, including the fact that Days Gone, one of my all-time favorite zombie games, is headed to PC. More on that in just a moment. But a bunch of other PlayStation announcements I'm going to go over here in just a moment as well. But yeah, check this out right here. Sony sounds very bitter about the Cyberpunk debacle. Now, I was expecting some news that, hey, Cyberpunk is back on the PlayStation Store. Everything's good because, CD Projekt RED said that they're working on it and they should be getting the game back up on the PSN Marketplace soon, but I don't know. Now, after this quote here from Jim Ryan, I'm not too sure, but let's take a look. Hey, everyone. How's it going? Overworld Games here. Hope you're doing good, and let's dive into the latest news about Cyberpunk, but also some really cool PlayStation news as well. But first, let's start here. So, yeah. Things are not looking good here. It says Cyberpunk 2077's disastrous PlayStation 4 launch is well documented, and Sony still sounds bitter about it. The game was ultimately removed from the PlayStation Store, where it's remained absent for over 2 months now. The platform holder was also forced to completely alter its refund policy specifically for the sci-fi blockbuster. Needless to say, PlayStation boss Jim Ryan is pissed. It says here, as part of an interview with GQ, the outspoken executive explained that his company is willing to delay software that isn't up to scratch, unlike others. We're feeling pretty good about Returnal, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Horizon Forbidden West releasing this year, he said. And there are two approaches to this. You can either hold the date and put out the game irrespective of quality, or you can ship it when it's right. Then comes the shade. We have always taken the latter approach. There have been some fairly high-profile instances of publishers, trying to the former approach. It never works at the best of times, but I think in this world where creative people are working remotely, you've just got to respect the fact that development needs to take what it needs to take and to get the games right. Ouch. Ouch is right. It seems like that was definitely a jab towards Cyberpunk 2077 and, of course, CD Projekt RED. And I personally think, once again, that's a warning to any other developers that really want to rush out games on the PlayStation platform. I think given the first-party titles and what we have seen from Sony, they are looking for quality content and keeping quality content on their platform. They cannot be known for pushing out games that are crappy because this is their platform. They want their games to shine on the platform. Plus, you got to remember that even on their own PlayStation social media websites, whether it's YouTube or elsewhere, they were promoting Cyberpunk 2077, showcasing ultra graphics, and they cannot be responsible or a part of something like that whatsoever. Still to this day, that PS4 trailer is up showcasing like ultra PC gameplay from Cyberpunk 2077. It just boggles my mind. But anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep talking about more PlayStation news. So I'm super hyped about this one right here. So one of my all-time favorite zombie games is Days Gone. For me, it was a slow burn at the beginning. I didn't know what to think of it. Then I absolutely fell in love with it. I am basically on a third playthrough of this game on PlayStation 5, and it runs absolutely amazing on the PS5 at 60 frames per second in an open world that looks gorgeous. But it's coming to PC here as well, so that is super exciting. Get hyped about that one. I cannot wait to see this one running on PC, and I'm definitely going to be getting it again and playing it through yet again. Now, also we have some other news about Cyberpunk as well. Cyberpunk being part of this cloud gaming streaming service stuff as well. So Google, ID Software, and Bungie sued over Stadia streaming resolution. Cyberpunk was really a part of this as well. It says, now that Stadia has been out for over a year, we're pretty clear on what sort of quality cloud gaming can offer. If you've got a smoking fast internet connection, Stadia can provide you with some quality gaming to rival anything you get on a modern console. If you don't have a solid connection, well, then your game can be a lot worse than a modern console. It says, We've also learned that while Stadia advertised itself as being able to play games in 4K, basically none of them actually did. Doom 3, Destiny 2, Cyberpunk 2077, and other high-end titles all fell short of the 4K promises, even though Stadia was playing on a fast connection. So I don't know what's going to happen here. If CD Projekt RED is going to be mixed up again in some sort of lawsuit, who knows? But several companies are being sued. Even Bungie is being sued. So this multiple lawsuits, I'm not too sure. It appears that they're going after publishers as well as developers. So we'll see what happens with that. I'll keep an eye if this develops any further towards CD Projekt RED in that direction. Now, also, if you're wondering, hey, Robbie, can I get my hands on a PlayStation 5? I've been having tons of trouble with that. So there's been some updates about that as well today. PlayStation boss says PS5 supply will start to pick up in the second half of 2021. He says there are very few magic wands that can be waved. So that's at least some good news. They've been dealing with scalpers, and they've also been introducing, I believe, lawsuits and things like that against scalpers. And some countries are even going as far as to making scalping illegal because it's been such a big problem with the PlayStation brand in particular. I think it was something crazy like 15 to 18% or even more of the total sales for PlayStation was handled by scalpers overpricing the console and reselling it on platforms or their own website. Now, also, if you're like me and you follow PlayStation stuff and you're a fan of Sony, PlayStation, whatever, Gran Turismo 7, PlayStation 5's darling racing sim is delayed to 2022. Sadness. So yeah, it seems like the pandemic is affecting a lot of stuff as well. But you know, PlayStation is also facing another serious issue as well that's currently developing. The PS5 controller drift issues are becoming a serious growing problem, it goes on to say. It says the PlayStation 5 is currently faced with a drifting problem just like the one Nintendo is dealing with, and things are only going to get worse. Wow. So we haven't heard of anything regarding Xbox. I myself, I haven't noticed any issues yet, but the article goes on to say the following. Let me know if you guys have noticed any problems with your PS5 controller. It says, it looks like the PS5 drifting problem is only going to get worse as time goes on. The lucky players who have managed to get their hands on Sony's newest consoles have been reporting this issue with their DualSense controllers, which cause the joystick to drift out of control and can lead to players struggling during gameplay. Months after the PS5's record-breaking launch last November, the law firm of Chemicals, Swatch, Kreiner, and Donaldson Smith LLP, my God, what a name, set up an online questionnaire for PS5 owners to report drifting. This ultimately led to a class action lawsuit being filed against Sony 2 days later, citing the company's inability to properly disclose this glitch to the public or provide adequate customer service for those that called in about it. That's an interesting one right there. But anyway, unfortunately for both Sony and the players who own a PS5, the DualSense drifting problems are only getting worse. Now, you know, if you guys follow my channel religiously, you guys know that, of course, my PS5 broke down the moment, like literally the moment it came out of the box. It would not turn on whatsoever. But I did get my PS5 back from, you know, the repair factory. Apparently they repaired it. Honestly, I think they just sent me a new one. But yeah, Sony, they've been dealing with quite a bit of hiccups with the launch of their console. Now, the games on the platform, you know, are amazing. Now, Xbox is their, of course, main competitor here. And they also do have to worry about Nintendo. But Xbox is really upping their game by offering developers the ability to upgrade their game, and they're upgrading games that have been previously released on consoles. So Sony, I think, needs to catch up in that regard for sure. But I'm super hyped to see what is in store for the future of Sony's first-party titles. I just hope they get stuff fixed. My God. All right, so let's keep going, shall we? Now, also, it was confirmed that more PlayStation first-party games are going to be coming to PC, of course, including Days Gone this spring. It says, following Horizon Zero Dawn's PC release, more PS4 exclusives are on the way. So, you know, I expect this to become a common trend. The question is, will games like The Last of Us, the Uncharted franchise, stuff by Naughty Dog, appear on PC. I honestly think that Sony would be interested in keeping some of their titles exclusive to the platform in order to actually increase sales for PS5. All right, now it's time to go over your top comments. Leave a comment down below. It could end up in a future video, but we're going to be talking about The Witcher 4. I did a video called Big News Update. CD Projekt RED talks about the future of the franchise. A lot of you guys were not happy. Daniel says, I love the Witcher series, but I don't want to hear anything about their future games until they have Cyberpunk 2077 in the state they promised it would be in. Minnie Friction says she travels to Cyberpunk and ejects right back to her world with a vision lingering in her brain, a big red sign with a strange message saying unexpected error, probably. Intest T-Rex says, whatever it is, I hope they take their time to finish the entire game before announcing the release date this time. They better. Like, if they screw up the next Witcher game, oh my god, I honestly think that would be the end for CDPR. Goat Warrior says, I'm not wondering where Witcher 4 is. I'm wondering when they're going to fix Cyberpunk. Mechanical says, who wants to bet they're going to use we made the Witcher 3 excuse again? So, yeah. A lot of you guys just wanting news about Cyberpunk at this point and to hear that it's being fixed. I want an update myself about what is going on with patch 1.2. God, they have been so lazy about telling us about that. So, it's like February, getting late February. Where in the world is the next update? But thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Cyberpunk 2077 news updates and, of course, open world gaming goodness and a sprinkle of like PS5 next gen news. I'll keep you guys in the know, but thanks for watching and I will see you all next time. Take care.